general nerdery.
I feel like I should just warn you, gentle listeners, that we are recording this approximately 24 hours after daylight savings time kicked in. And my brain is made of jelly right now.
Yeah.
So
This can be an interesting one. I have a feeling any other time we talk about Farscape is going to be far better in scope.
escape. Welcome to General Nerdery, your podcast about liking things. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
Oh, and I'm Steven.
That's Steven.
Hi, Steven.
Shockingly, Steven is on our show once again.
It's like I'm here a lot.
And yeah, today we're going to talk about first half of the first season of Farscape. But before that, what have we been ingesting?
Guys.
Um,
Guys.
You always go first. I can go first.
No,
You
no,
just-
no. Guys, Dune Part 2 is so good.
Oh, okay.
Guys, Dune Part 2 is so fucking good.
I'm glad you
I
enjoyed it.
can't wait. Oh my god. We're definitely going to do an episode. We're definitely going to get Will on again, Will on again. I don't remember which name I go by on these. He's our Dune guy. But, oh my god, I'm so excited. Did you get the Dune sex bucket?
No, I wanted to, but I didn't see. I got there almost late, so I didn't get a chance to go see if they were offering it like in the physical concession stand. They didn't give me an option to order it beforehand when I ordered the rest of my food, since I do everything through the app because I don't like dealing with people.
Just as an explanation, if you're like, the what? So, you know how movie theaters are doing a lot of, I say, you know how, like, to a podcast audience that cannot talk back to me.
I want that Shai Halusi.
The Dunussi. But they'll do like
I just
fancy.
barely understand these references, but they're
Okay,
fucking
so they'll
great.
do like fancy popcorn buckets.
They did a Malibu convertible for Barbie. They did.
Sure. This one was the mouth of Shai Halud the Sandworm.
Yes.
And it does look like a vagina designed by H.R. Geiger.
Yes.
So
I'm going to say no because I've seen those, because that's half of his artwork.
that's
But
true. Well,
the other half is penises.
Okay. I was going to give him like 10%.
Does it look more like a butthole then, I guess?
Maybe. You don't see as many buttholes in.
Get your popcorn out of Shai Halud's
Not his
flaming
thing.
asshole is an interesting technical choice that they've gone with, but
Guys, it's so good.
Unrelated.
the movie is so good.
They're showing the David Lynch one at the Roxy this
I
month.
know. I think I'm going to go.
Oh, when are they doing that? I might.
It's a Saturday night, I think.
was-
Oh, I'm probably not going to go, but I'm so tempted. If you've not heard our David Lynch episode, Tyler and I are weirdly big fans of that awful fucking movie.
All I see is an Atreides I want to kill.
It's such a good movie. Like, as we talk about in that episode, it's a surprisingly good Dune adaptation if you add in the weird sound guns.
The things that are accurate are very accurate. The things that aren't accurate are choices.
Well, it's going to be Kung Fu on the Sound, so what if it's a sound gun?
Right. And, man, there are things, being a just all-around Dune fan, that I definitely miss in the Villeneuve version.
Mhm.
But, like, the changes he's made, I feel like I understand. Like, they make sense to me.
Like Johnny being allowed to have a personality.
That's a big one. That's great. There's also, like, the only one that really stands out that feels weird is just how much the timeline is condensed.
I understand that in a movie perspective, though, because the Dune book takes place over, 10 years?
Something like that. At least 5. Probably more.
So, like, it's a long period of time. That is harder to pull off in the movies. Because, the same thing happens in the Lynch Dune movie.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Kyle MacLachlan is not 15 in that fucking movie.
No, he's 14.
But
I worry for him.
oof, so good though, guys. I've already been trying to plan on when I'm going to go see it again, probably next weekend.
I don't know if I'm going to see it in the theaters just because of scheduling stuff in theaters. We've talked to death. But, like, I've got my home theater. I'm set.
Other than that, I don't know, Marvel Snap because a new season started, so I needed to hit at least rank 90 to get that gold. I hit rank 90, I got my gold. And
We're like a week into the new season.
yeah.
Oh my God.
The first week is easiest to gain ranks in because there's a lot more bots with the reset of the ladder.
Okay.
I will never be as good at Marvel Snap as you.
And did I mention before that I started watching Resident Alien? Because other than
You mentioned it
because I've been watching more
week,
Resident
but you
Alien.
were pretty early in.
Oh, that was the
the
other one,
last time.
Shogun. Because we talked about the trailer. I've actually been watching the show, and it's fucking fantastic, guys. It's really good.
It looked like it would be.
The closest comparison I have, and it's one that I've been seeing, is being made a lot. Although the shows are definitely far different, but it's Game of Thronesy, but not Game of Thrones. Just like we haven't had many other shows that
Deal
are like royal politics, conflict drama on that scale.
So just less fantasy.
Yeah, just less fantasy.
Yeah,
And
Japan
less
instead of dragons.
and like no sex position from those first few seasons. Maybe a little bit of sex position, but not much. Just like a dollop.
Might be enough.
I did see some people being like, "When's the next season?" You're like, well, they never wrote Shogun 2 Electric Boogaloo, so like, not.
But yeah, that's I'm a few episodes in on that. I know I haven't watched the latest one that they dropped yet, but up until last week I was all caught up, and it is fucking fantastic.
That's on Hulu?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's just a bunch of politic drama with samurai and like white guys showing up and like the Catholics and the Protestants both fucking up Japan, trying to make money off of them.
If you ever want to be sad, but really good, it's China, not Japan. But it's a 2-book series by Jean Lin Yang called Boxers and Saints. One's called Boxers and one's called Saints. And it's the story of the Boxer Rebellion, but from both sides. So the people trying to keep China culturally, I guess, pure. That's not quite the right word, but like trying to resist Western influence. And then the other side being a young Christian girl in China in the time, just trying to survive the Boxer Rebellion.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's so good. It's really sad from the guy that wrote American Born Chinese.
Yeah, but also like I now understand like why there's a white guy in it when we watched the trailer when it's Shogun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because it's all about white people trying to take advantage of the Japanese and them kind of like
We'd gotten some hints of that in the trailer, but yeah, that's
it's basically like Portugal, I believe, found them first. And so the Catholic Church through the Portuguese was basically setting up all these different forts and using it as like their secret like trading routes, and we're just making a shit ton of money off of them. And so the white guy from the trailer is the first Englishman in Japan, and he's been sent as like an undercover Protestant spy to figure out where all the different Catholic forts are at, and also to like get in and try to make their own trade deal with the Japanese. But so far he's only heard stories of Japan, and he thinks he's walking into like fucking mud huts everywhere, and we're just going to be taking advantage of these just dumb foreigners. And he just showed up in one of the bigger cities for the first time and is like, oh fuck.
Oh, I was not ready for this. Yeah, Japan was a lot of things. Primitive was not one of them.
Rad. I should check this out. You are not the first person to tell me that it's very good. I think like 2 or 3 other people at work have told me to check it out. So
It's based off a very famous novel that I've never read.
Right. Well, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to get around to it, but it turns out my partner had read the book in like middle school and loved it. And when she found out that they were turning it into a show, she was like, hey, we should watch this. I was like, oh, I saw the trailer for this.
That sounds good, yeah.
I'm okay with this.
nice. I have been, I got the flu, and so I was out, and I watched through Farscape once while I was sick and kind of out of it on cold medicine, and then rewatched it again. I also
Dude, I want to watch Farscape on cold medicine.
Just robo tripping through Farscape.
I haven't robo tripped since like college. Especially later Farscape, that would be a fucking move.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No, I don't either.
or
Robo
at
tripping
least
is
what-
horrible.
I had the flu like real bad and it sucked, but we'll move along from that and not make anybody think about that. But then I also I started watching Red Dwarf as
Which
well.
is what you thought Farscape was when you agreed to watch this show.
100%. Despite knowing that you've done Red Dwarf
Episodes?
I
Multiple
didn't want to
times?
ask because you had the flu, but yeah.
Yeah.
How do you like Red Dwarf?
It's very funny and really good, and I got to go back to it. I set it aside so that I wasn't mixing too many.
That's a weird combo.
Too many sci-fi shows all at once. I also have finally finished my rewatch of Star Trek Next Gen, which I've been doing for like the last 2 fucking years off and on.
All Good Things is one of the greatest series finales ever made, in my opinion.
It's that last season just really fucking hums for me. There's a lot of good stuff in there. It's weird. There's some bad episodes.
What I love is like, okay, so early Star Trek has like some crap season. Season 1 is like crap with some really good stuff. Season 7 is kind of the opposite. It's got pretty good stuff and then just some like wild zigzags. But it was the like, I think half of the writing room was like, oh my God, we're not getting another season. I have to get every idea I've always wanted to do out now. And the other half being like, I don't fucking care anymore. The speed limit needs to be created.
I don't care anymore. What if
Troy sees Goat.
What if she fucks a ghost?
Oh yeah, Beverly fucks ghosts. Troy sees space ghosts. Lots of
Coast
ghosts.
to coast?
And then
What if the Enterprise became sentient and we never explained it very well?
What if Wesley becomes a white savior?
How about
What deep?
Picard and Crusher get even more horny for each other,
And
and
definitely
we
fuck.
still do not tie up that loose end?
Oh, but they definitely fucked. I guarantee it.
A couple of times. Yeah.
That's enough. That's all I need. Then me and my partner have been watching Bob's Burgers, which I'm like, I fell off apparently way into it. There's many seasons since I fell off, and we're just about to watch the movie that just came out.
I don't think I've ever seen a full episode of Bob's Burgers.
It's very much just like a Simpsons-esque animated series. It's really good, really funny, great voice casts. John H. Benjamin does the main voice of Bob, and yeah, it's delightful. And then after listening to your guys' trailer episode talking about the Borderlands trailer and watching the Borderlands trailer, I got back into playing Borderlands on the Switch.
How's that been?
It fucking holds up, right?
Yeah, pretty well. I'm very surprised at how little I remember of Borderlands and how much I remember Borderlands 2. I'll be excited to get into Borderlands 2. Nothing against Borderlands, but apparently I spent more time there.
Mm-hmm. I get it. I love me some too.
I remember more of the storyline bits of 2, which is weird because I swear I played 1 more, but
Same. But also probably mostly just me fucking around in a car in the desert, killing marauders, and that's about 90% of my time there.
Look at this cool weird gun. Look at this cool weird gun. Look at this cool weird gun.
Ooh,
I'm running out of gun slots.
This one's slightly better than this one. Better sell the rust.
I keep meaning to make the berserker punchy guy, the guy that's like, I am here for explosives and fists.
Brick.
Oh, Krieg. Oh yeah, no, yeah.
I'm doing a Brick run
Yeah.
right now. It's my first time playing as Brick.
Just doing, I think, Roland, which the main soldier, because I've hadn't played in a long time, and he's a really good balance. But
Yeah, that's the one I completed my first playthrough with, and the only other one I've done with was Lilith.
sniper?
No, the Siren.
The siren.
Oh, okay.
But I've done like 3 playthroughs with Roland.
I always
feel
go
like.
siren first.
I tried. I forget the hunter, the sniper one. I forget.
I don't play snipers.
I don't. I have them in my arsenal just for the sake of like.
I go sniper second.
Yeah. All of that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zero.
Zero. My boy.
He was cool.
Yeah.
I just,
Or is he in the second one?
He's in number 2.
I don't remember the fucking
Number
name.
one.
Sniper.
Why can't I think of his
Zero
name?
minus one, whatever.
He had the
He had the bird. I can't think of his name. I can see him in my head right
Yeah.
now.
Same, but I can't remember his name. Doesn't matter.
Great episode of podcasting, boys.
But yeah, I'm enjoying Borderlands 2. I also finished playthrough of Portal 2.
No, it's been a while since I did that.
I picked up the companion collection on Switch and I played through both of them, and they're fucking delightful. They hold up well.
I've replayed Portal 1 probably about a year ago when I picked that up. I don't think I got to 2 because I powered through 1 really fast, and Portal sometimes makes me motion sick.
Yes, especially 1. I feel like they fix a lot of that in 2.
Okay, so if Portal already makes you motion sick, I recommend you not ever look this up. But like at some point, look up videos of people doing no-step runs on Portal.
Nope. No, thank you.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
It does. Do not get me wrong, but also, nope.
No.
I also love watching some of the map breaking stuff. People doing speed runs on Portal. It's fucking cool.
The number of times that I accidentally fire the wrong portal in the middle of like been playing this game for hours and know what I'm doing, I would get so angry trying to do a no step.
Just falling technically through it all.
It's cool.
Oof, that makes me yeah, motion sick is the best way to describe it.
Man, when you were talking about Borderlands, I almost wish you wouldn't have mentioned Roland's name, because I already had Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner stuck in my head for like 2 days this week, and now it's just
what?
It's a Warren Zevon song, Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner.
Oh, I think I've heard it.
Roland the Thompson Gunner.
Yeah, okay, I know that. Sorry, man. Roland's
okay.
got to roll.
Yeah, yeah, rolling.
Let's see. I continued. I got caught up on my Shadow Man read through.
Okay.
But I'm going to go back to older stuff that I haven't read, so it's like I'm part way through it, but also as far ahead as they are. So I read the most recent, because I had finished the Andy Diggle Shadow Man, and then this is I want to say Charles Sewell, but I'm not sure. And he did a like 10-issue run, and then he did a crossover book, or I guess team-up book called Book of Shadows, that is most of Valiant's magic characters teaming up to deal with a thing. Kind of fighting an evil drow necromancer. They were good books. Unfortunately, the Andy Diggle Shadow Man is an incredible book. So, like, when I first read this one, the Charles Sewell, when it first came out, I hadn't read the Diggle one in a while, so I was like, hell yeah, this is great. But reading them back to back, you went, oh, this is still good. But it kind of sucks to read something and your brain is, this is still good, instead of like, this is also like amazing or whatever. Like it just, the step down was very noticeable. Also, that's when Valiant was basically bankrupted itself, and you could tell that like the series was struggling.
I have one more I thought of after you brought up.
Go ahead.
You brought up comics, which reminded me of one that I wanted to bring up. I read through Vinyl, the Image Comics series Vinyl by Doug Wagner and Daniel Hillard, who did the series Plastic beforehand.
I've heard of all of these. I've never actually read any of it.
It's super fucking gorgeous. I love the art for it. It's about serial killers and like a serial killer who has Alzheimer's at this time, and he's basically committed a lot of crimes and murders, and is constantly listening to music to help him remember the murders he's committed and also everything else. And like an FBI agent who's trying to track him down gets kidnapped for reasons by like a fucking different cult of serial killers. So he builds his own like suicide squad of serial killers to save his friend, who is also an FBI agent trying to capture him. It's kind of really sweet and super fucking violent and gory, and I very much enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
Very short, limited run. Like I think like 6 issues.
Oh.
Image does a lot of good miniseries like that. You're like, I've got this idea. It can't be a full-on series, but we can do a weird story for 6 months.
Yeah, I really love when they do that. That's some of my favorite shit from them. Like the Luther Strode series is basically like 3 little miniseries. Like it just started out as like a 6-issue run, and then they did 2 more of them.
Because you have to put a certain amount of your own money in with Image as well, it tends to be a lot more viable.
Interesting. I did not know that.
It's creator owned, so there's a certain amount that you are expected to provide, if I remember.
Oh,
But I haven't looked at Image's pay
Thing.
plans in fucking decades. I was very confident in high school. Slowly getting back into a manga called Kaguya-sama Love is War? Love is a Battlefield? It is a manga that I still can't decide if I like or hate. I don't hate it. But I'm like, it's compelling enough to keep reading, but I don't like a single character in it. And it is these two, the worst human beings on Earth, who are both like kind of elitist dicks, who are in love with each other, but their view of love is super warped. So they think whoever confesses first will kind of show weakness and be subservient to the other one. So their entire...
That's how it works, right?
This is the world's least healthy love situation.
works is
So
debatable,
it's
but
two super intelligent moron dickhead teenagers trying to manipulate the other one into saying how they feel and being the first one to confess that they love one another. And it requires passing the idiot ball back and forth to each other so much to like maintain this. But I keep reading it, so like it's doing something right.
I mean, it sounds like a charming, fun like concept.
It's just interesting because like we've talked about, I mean, I fucking spent a whole episode talking about how great Komi is. I like teenage romance manga quite a bit, but they're usually my relaxing thing.
Yes.
It's time for some Komi and time for like low stakes situations as I like hum to the art for, half an hour. And this one I'm just like yelling at it.
I dig it.
Okay.
Started listening to the band OK Go because they did a team up music video with the Muppets. And then I found out I actually knew some of their music already from other stuff and went, oh, these guys are good.
Mm-hmm.
They do really interesting one-shot music videos. You guys obviously already know this. I had not heard of them before this.
They're internet famous for their really good music videos.
Yeah.
If you've not seen their Muppet video, it's not a one-shot one, but it is extremely good.
I'll have to look it up because I feel like I might have seen it.
It's just charming. As a side note, I found it because I was watching Muppet videos, well, kind of baked, and there is the Swedish chef makes popcorn shrimp. And I have been laughing at this. It's been living rent-free in my head for weeks now. Because he's like making popcorn shrimp and he just yells at Little Muppet Shrimp for a while and then throws like 40 bags of popcorn into the microwave. And while starting to do the like typing of the things, he finds a beat and starts just typing in a bunch of numbers. And it turns into like Stomp Out Loud in the Kitchen done by Swedish Chef. So like using various things to make noise. And I have no idea why, but at one point he answers the phone and goes, yes? No. And I have been laughing at the way he says, no, for like 2 days now. No. It's so dumb. There's no reason this should be as funny as it is to me. I meant to make you guys watch this before we did the episode, but... And then, I don't think I mentioned this last time because I think it was a week ago, not 2 weeks ago. I watched Sting's final match.
Oh, right. That happened. Yeah, you mentioned you were going to.
Sting's. So I watched my first live pay-per-view wrestling thing.
The musician Sting is a wrestler now?
Yeah, thank you. And
his finishing move, Fields of Gold.
That's very funny.
My buddy was like, hey, you should come do this. Whatever. I'm like, yeah, sure. Forgetting that I'm 35, that I have to get up early the next day, that I got up 4 a.m. the day of this, and I have a 45-minute drive home. So I was like, yeah, all right, it starts at 6. It's like 3 hours, right? 8 o'clock, and they've not got to any of the matches that I want. I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
9 o'clock, they're just about to start the match before Sting's final match, and I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Did you die?
No, but did you die though? But it was a good match, and Darby Allin might have died. Like, so a couple of things. So Sting,
Wait, do they not know?
no, he's alive. Although he is taking time off to go climb Mount Everest after this, and he's like,
Oh wait, he might die.
part of his thing is they're like, there's no promise that I'm coming back, and it's obviously part of their like hook for this because he mentions it every time he talks now. So obviously you know who Sting is. I'm sure you're vaguely aware of the existence of a wrestler named Sting.
No, this is actually the first I've heard of them.
Sting has a kind of like the Crow makeup. He was huge in the 90s. He has been wrestling since 1985. He retired a week and a half ago.
Not the Undertaker?
Not the Undertaker.
Not the Undertaker.
Is he in Ready to Rumble?
Oh, shit.
He was in one of the WWE ones, but not until a later one. Unless Ready to Rumble was WCW.
the movie.
Ready to Rumble's a movie with David Arquette.
Oh, I have no fucking clue.
And it would have been it was
Scott
more
Cotton,
WCW time.
So, quite possibly.
Right. That's what I'm trying to remember. Because I remember, God, who does show up in that movie? Because like DDP shows up in that movie because the Diamond Upside Down's a pussy.
If it's a wrestler thing that's WCW in the 90s, Sting would have been there. He was their guy.
Given the time frame and having seen gifs of Ready to Rumble on Tumblr recently, in basically the last week and a half, I'm guessing Sting is in it. In which case, I have an idea of who this person is.
The important part is he's been wrestling since the 80s. He used to have what's been dubbed Surfer Sting, where he was a pretty stereotypical wrestler.
Sting is in it.
Yes.
He had like...
Holy shit, a bunch of people show up in it. Sorry, I had to look this up. This is fuck. I got to rewatch this movie. Holy shit.
We've been talking about doing a wrestling thing.
Goldberg, DDP, Sting, Booker T, Randy Savage, Bam Bam Bigelow, Sid Vicious, Juventud Guerrera, Kurt Hennig, Disco Inferno, Billy Kidman, Conan, Rey Mysterio Jr., Van Hammer, John Cena. Early John Cena. That would be
shit. That's before he became John Cena.
Because this would have been 2000, so it would have been filmed in like 99.
I didn't even know he was
shit.
yet.
Who's playing with David Arquette? Is it?
It's Scott Conn.
Oh, it is Scott Conn. Nice.
Oliver Platt's in it. Rose McGowan.
Oh, shit.
That's a cast.
Joey Pants.
I don't know who that is.
Joe Pantoliano.
You don't know who Joey Pants is. Get the fuck out of here. That's the guy from The Matrix, right?
Yeah, Cypher.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do. I don't know him by the name Joey Pants. Anyways, in the 80s, he was kind of...
Next thing you're going to tell me you don't know who Johnny Legs is.
Only because I have spent the last 4 years of every Monday hanging out at Tyler's house.
Or Bob Rod.
Again, the first time you said that, I was like, I don't want to admit on air that I don't know who he's talking about. Please, context clues, save me. Okay, I'm going to get through this.
Yep.
Anyways, he was originally kind of classic 80s buff guy, like white spiky hair, not blonde spiky hair. And then after the 90s edgy stuff came in, he switched to kind of the Crow persona. And at one point, he joined a group and went from black and white to black and red. And it was kind of fun, like in his face makeup and stuff. And it was kind of fun because his two sons were involved in his final match. So like his first son comes out dressed as 80s Sting, like Surfer Sting, wearing the outfit he was wearing in his first big match against Nature Boy.
That's hot. Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. And then like... Oh, Ric Flair was there too. As like a 70-year-old, like punching people. It's great. It's so good. And then his other son comes out as New World Order Wolfpack Sting, wearing, again, what he wore back in the day. And then he comes out a 64-year-old man who's still jumping off ladders into tables and shit. And they're like beating the shit out of the people involved in this. And his kids and Darby Allin keep pulling out more more panes of glass and stuff.
Yes.
And then Darby Allin fucking like backflips off a ladder. And in theory, the guy they're facing dodges out of the way of Darby. So Darby hits the glass instead. But like, no way in hell that guy was ever going to get hit. Not even just this is fake, but like the angle was wrong. And straight up, that dude's back was shredded. Like that was probably not smart. But Darby Allin is kind of the modern day Mick Foley of he does not believe. He's Mick Foley if Mick Foley was a skater punk.
Okay.
Which is amazing. But this man does not believe in not being bleeding, not being bloody by the end of a match. And even Sting was like, dude, are you okay? Like, do we need to tell me how many stitches you got? Like,
when do we get the EMTs in here? Are we sure
they had doctors standing by because I mean they knew this happening, and they were still being like, "Can you finish this? Like your back is covered in glass." And he's like, "Yep, I'm fine." And I'm like, I don't think you're fine.
No,
he ended his thing because afterwards, like he finishes the match, and then Sting gets to like talk to the audience for a while because it's Sting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if there's a top 5 of wrestlers, he's easily in it in like importance. It's like him, Undertaker, Hogan, and Ric Flair, and Mick Foley. But he definitely is like, all right, let's have it for Sting's last match. I'm going to hand him this microphone and I'm going to the hospital now. I keep waiting for it to come out on YouTube. His speech afterwards has come out, but like, it's a fun match to watch in a ouch kind of way.
There's a video. If you ever want to see what seems to be Ric Flair having the time of his fucking life.
So probably a lot of cocaine involved.
Watch the Ric Flair drip video. The rapper Metro Boomin did a song called, or was it Metro Boomin or was it Offs? Anyway, it's called Ric Flair Drip.
I'll have to check it out. Ric Flair.
And Ric Flair's in the video.
Ric Flair had a tendency to come out in like a feather boa and a like super like over the top robes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was offset with Metro Boomin.
And,
so
very coiffed hair.
Tangentially unrelated. Ultimate Warrior?
Ultimate Warrior was a wrestler in the 90s.
I like me some Ultimate Warrior.
He was cool. He didn't have the career that a lot of these other ones did, because apparently he was kind of a dick to work with and he hurt several people. But it was one of those that like, he was really popular, got fired, left the industry, and then like 10 years later, everyone went, in retrospect, that dude was all right.
I only asked because I, for some reason, have an Ultimate Warrior, like, drinking glass in my cabinet currently.
He was popular with the kids.
This tracks.
And his face makeup was cool.
Yeah. I feel like there was a time period with one of his storylines where he would kind of like disappear and then show back up out of nowhere, and it was always like, oh fuck, Ultimate Warrior showed up.
I found this compilation of Undertaker randomly appearing. Because the Undertaker, he's the dead man. One of his big things is the lights go out and then it comes up and he's standing behind you. And it's like a gong noise happening and the light comes up and he's back out. And it's great. It's so, like, it legitimately is really cool.
It
but
sounds
also,
fucking rad, but like,
when you have it happen 15 times in a 4-minute video, it's fucking hilarious. Like,
oh my god. Recut one of those with a Cerveza Cristal ad.
Oh, yes. And then Tyler showed us fucking Cerveza Cristal's
Star Wars shit.
Working their ads into Star Wars movies.
Cerveza Cristal.
My god, did it work on me, though? Because I want
to try it so bad.
I want to drink it so bad. It sounds refreshing in this moment.
I have a feeling it's terrible, too.
Oh. Very bad, low quality beer is what my guess is.
And then for last thing, because wrestling, and I thought of it, I watched this year's Elimination Chamber, which is just a slightly over-the-top match, but I got to see Logan Paul, the, like, YouTuber guy, who has since become a professional, admittedly a pretty good professional wrestler, but he's also the heel that I think I hate him in real life and not just his character.
Which Paul is dumb enough to face Mike Tyson coming up?
The other Paul.
Okay.
his little brother, I think.
I did read that apparently, as per the stipulations of the contract of that match, that Tyson can't knock him out, which makes me a little bit less excited for it.
What a bitch move.
Also, Mike Tyson's like 70.
I mean, even still, like, my contract would be like, Mike Tyson better fucking knock me out. I'm fighting Mike Tyson.
Like, the rule of he's not allowed to bite my ear off, but otherwise, like...
good rule. That's a sound rule. But
I think it's going to be like a full headgear match.
I can't stop. Anytime I hear Mike Tyson, I think of Robin Williams' joke in his, like, Live on Broadway, where he's talking about Mike Tyson being on, I don't know, some medication, so... I have me on this so I don't kill you bitches. And just I hear Robin Williams going, up the dosage, baby, up the dosage. But Elimination Chamber is pretty fun. I got to watch Rhea Ripley, who is just my absolute celebrity crush right now. And I don't feel bad about it because it's also Cece's absolute celebrity crush right now. God, she has a nice ass. And she could break me in half. Like, and I got...
A real She-Hulk, if you will.
Yeah, ooh, she'd be a great She-Hulk. Fuck yeah. And as I said, I got to see Logan Paul tackled through a bulletproof window. Not like shattering the window, obviously, but part of their like trashy way of doing this in Elimination Chamber is you start with 2 people and then there's like 4 pods, each one with a wrestler in. And every like 3 minutes, a random pod will open into like, determined that there's no way that these people will get through. The pods are all made of the same material as bulletproof glass. But it just means that when, like, you're tackled by a 250-pound man into that pod, the glass doesn't shatter. It just, like, rips that part out. So they're just tackling him through stuff. And, like, it was fun, though. That's what I got. I'm just fucking mad how into wrestling I still am. Like, I was really being like, all right, I'll be into this for like 2 weeks and then forget about it. And nope. Wearing a wrestling shirt again today.
Well, I'm just happy because Ric Flair drip has already replaced Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner in my head. So
that was quick.
Yep.
And on that note, let's take a quick break and then go into something where your theme song is not going to get stuck in the head because Farscape's theme song is fucking weird. But
is there a theme song to it?
Mostly someone going, oh,
Farscape.
Oh. It's mostly someone going, oh, for like 30 seconds and then you go on.
Yeah,
voiceover.
It's the sound of a photogasm.
It's fucking weird, man. I know I've already mentioned this to you two off air, but I was so nervous about this episode because I was like, fuck yeah, we're gonna watch Farscape. I'm like super excited, and I mentioned it to my sister, and she goes, I fucking hate that show. And I was like, oh no, I haven't watched the show. Is Farscape bad? So I was spending this whole time being like, all right, we're gonna get a good episode out of this. I'm sure it's gonna be weird, yada yada. But I don't know if I owe these guys an apology or not. But I don't think I do. You both seemed like at least okay with it.
Yeah, no, I liked it.
Yeah, it's fine. I liked it.
Yeah, I just like, is everything I knew about this show wrong? Then I start watching and being like, no, she's wrong. Sorry, Grace, I know you don't listen to this show often, but if you do in this case, you're wrong. So what did either of you know anything about the show before this other than me being like, it's Bondage Muppets?
I mean, I did know of it beforehand. I had it conflated with bits of Red Dwarf and this being the same thing.
I can kind of see how.
Mostly just because they're nebulous, like, sci-fi series that are not, like, in the main public.
They're both kind of cult classic sci-fis.
Yeah, I guess I don't think I'd ever actually seen an episode, but I had seen enough things surrounding it and just like discussion online and stuff that like if you would have like sprinkled in slides of like Farscape characters into like a slideshow of sci-fi characters, I probably could have pointed out most of them.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like I feel like that's
That's a very
mostly
unique
the
style.
context. I knew them as like listicles that were like Didn't know you knew this fucking sci-fi show that's cool and off. This one's fucking Jim Henson or something like that.
So, my relationship to this show is definitely bass backwards because I started watching it, I mean, when it was still on the Sci-Fi Channel. So this was before the era of streaming, so you kind of caught what you could. So my first experience with Farscape was the Peacekeeper Wars, which was the mini-series they made instead of a season 5 to wrap up the story. Because this show was canceled, so Sci-Fi could do Tremors, the TV show.
Oh, I fucking love me some Tremors.
Yeah, but people were not happy about this because, like...
Except for this guy, because graboids.
People weren't unhappy that there was a Tremors, the TV show.
That Venn diagram had no overlap. There was people who were very excited for Tremors, but they did not give a fuck about
But
Farscape.
like, no, apparently their Sci-Fi was trying so hard to not talk about this. So they were having a press conference being like, hey, let's talk about Tremors, the TV show. And people are like, why'd you cancel Farscape? And this is like press. And they're like, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about, they're like, we're going to talk about Farscape. So they made the Peacekeeper Wars of like, please stop.
Apparently, I was reading on Wikipedia, Brian Henson had to like buy the rights to get the Peacekeeper Wars made.
I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised. Brian Henson is a big believer in Farscape.
Yeah. I get it.
Brian Henson being the son of Jim Henson and the director of Muppet Christmas Carol.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, executive producer on
One
Farscape.
of them, yeah.
And director of that terrible Muppets knockoff murder mystery sex comedy that had like Melissa McCarthy and the guy from
Oh God.
It was supposed to be awful.
It is. I've watched it. I watched it with my brother-in-law and my partner while we were visiting him in Chicago, and it is something.
It exists.
It exists. There is a scene that haunts my memories of a cow being milked by a octopus.
All right then. Anyways,
Muppets.
yeah. Sex Muppets, but not in the way that Farscape.
Henson Muppets.
And then, like, I had seen a lot of Farscape, but in no kind of chronological order. There are 2 episodes of this season that or of what we watched that I remember really well. PK Tech Girl and the episode 11, whatever, with the bounty hunters.
I mean, yeah, that's the one that really kind of sets off some stuff, I think.
Those were the 2 that I was like, I've seen these episodes several times. The others, about 10 years ago...
Is it the Worf joke in the one in episode 11 that really
good.
Sets it off in your memory for you?
I don't remember.
Because I like that joke.
Worf?
Warg.
It's the scene of we can be allies, like, for whatever fucking reason. But, and then I did finally watch the whole thing through like 10 years ago. And I don't think I've watched 10 minutes of Farscape since, until randomly YouTube was like, you want to watch a Farscape scene? I was like, I do. And that's why we're here today. Because YouTube random algorithm went,
Oh, I do want to watch a Farscape scene. Ooh.
so in some levels, I know...
It's Zan berating fucking Rigel? Yeah.
In some levels, I know, like, Ben Browder, who plays Crichton, and Claudia Black, who plays Aaron Soon, better for their roles in Stargate, which are jobs that I'm pretty sure they got because they had contract with the Sci-Fi Channel, and they needed to, like, finish playing it out. I don't know that for sure.
So from
But-
what I did read a little bit before you guys got here today, and from what I read, I don't know if it was contractual so much as they at Sci-Fi they did realize how much the characters were beloved on Farscape. So they're like, cool, let's like offer them a job so we can pull over viewership.
Stargate took a couple of shots at Farscape in ways that were legitimately funny, too. Like, I actually just really like Claudia Black. Like, I remember her from fucking Pitch Black.
See, I had to figure out where I knew her from because every I didn't recognize her upon the first appearance, but like as it kept going, I was like, there's something about this woman. What the fuck is going on? That's one of them, Pitch Black. But more than that is she is the voice for Morrigan in the Dragon Age series.
Oh shit. Oh,
And
that's good.
And I was like, oh shit. I've heard her voice so much
I
because
think she
Morgan's
was
my girl.
also in Dexter.
And
But I
that
don't
might be where I know her
watch-
from.
I think you're
Dexter.
thinking of somebody else.
Okay.
I looked her up.
She's in
recently.
a show like that I know that anyways. Okay, so anyways, this show, I guess I forgot how normal it is in these early.
I was about to say, like, I know that just from reputation, I know that the show gets weirder than what it is, but like right now, like I like this show, but it's not like I could also not watch the show and still be fine. Like I'm not super invested yet.
It definitely suffers from the curse of season 1 science fiction. Of it takes about a season to find its feet.
And and that's the thing. I have nothing bad to say about it. I am enjoying putting it on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I'm also not invested. Like it took me till like 10 episodes in to remember any more than like Crichton's name.
I was really enjoying Steven's attempts to get Dargo's name right through the 2 weeks.
Thrango.
I think you called him Fargo once.
I definitely called him Fargo once. Draco, Drano,
Yeah, you just anything you could think of.
Drago,
Drago came up several times.
Ivan Drago.
God damn it.
She plays fucking Chloe on the Uncharted series. Chloe Fraser.
I never played through Uncharted.
Me neither.
They are fucking cool.
I heard they're good, but that's, yeah.
Very good action RPG, basically playing through an Indiana Jones movie.
She's had a good career. If you ever watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 again, Ben Browder's role in that is super distracting. As you're like, Crichton, what are you doing? What's that accent you're trying to do, man?
That's funny.
So, how do we want to go about this?
I don't know. It's just the first 11 episodes are kind of standard fare sci-fi. I don't know if we want to go by them episode by episode. We should at least cover the basic premise of like the first pilot, I guess, to get into it, and that like cover the characters.
It's going to be a really bad episode of this show if we're like, yeah, we're going to talk. It's fine. Okay, good. See you. Goodbye.
I will say that like it didn't really connect with me until my second watch through. Cold medicine caveat. And it's interesting in that like a lot of the usual things that I would have globbed onto and really liked didn't happen for me the specific ways this watch through. It's more interesting how I'm more interested in specific character dynamics more so than I am interested in any character. Usually I have like a favorite and it's like, that's my guy or that's my little gremlin most of the time. And I don't really love any of the characters individually at this point.
This show is unique for the era of sci-fi of being pretty willing to let you dislike its characters.
Yes. And like Crichton, like the main guy, the main human, John Crichton, is a pilot from the
IASA.
Yes. International Space Aeronautics.
That's what I'm after. Yeah.
Basically, because this show was filmed in Australia, they had to put references to Australia and stuff. So that's why it's not just NASA.
Dope.
So it's some kind of international conglomeration of whatevers.
So even though this show is much different, that's the thing that it is kind of doing for me, and where I ended up sort of having to meet this show at to get through it makes it sound like I didn't enjoy the show, but like
I warned you the first season is kind of slow.
So like when I first sat down with it, I kept just like spacing out. I watched the first 2 episodes like 3 times because the first 2 times I realized on the third time I didn't need the third time, that I did catch more of it the second time through than I thought I did.
The first episode I was glad I watched through it at least twice, because there was bits I missed for sure the first time through that
I've had luck with it not binging. I was just watching an episode a night.
So where I kind of found my balance with it, where I ended up really liking it, was it reminds me so much of everything else I was watching in this same time period, being the New Zealand produced Hercules, The Amazing Journeys, and fucking Xena.
It is very much, it's not a monster of the week show because it doesn't tend to be a monster attacking, but like that episodic television that we really came up on.
And so as soon as I gave myself permission to like act the way I would after school and watch it, where I'm not on my phone being distracted, but I was still allowing myself to get distracted by like not pausing it to like go make a bag of popcorn to go watch with it and stuff, where
that's
I
interesting.
was missing like little bits and pieces of it here, but it's still going on in the room. And like all I did was get up and like walk across the room and stuff. Once I got back into sort of that zone, it sort of just clicked a whole lot more. And it felt like a portion of my life that was missing for a while.
I really dig this as a cooking show for me, in all honesty. I was watching it on my phone with headphones on. I find that's a better way for me to watch certain things on certain watchers. A couple episodes I rewatched just on my phone with headphones, because then I feel like I get more of the audio better for me.
That's fair.
And those couple of times I was just cooking, and like it was really great because I wasn't necessarily getting I didn't need to pay attention to everything, but they did a really good job of explaining everything. And there's really cool visuals too when I was like looking in and checking out. Yeah, so I feel what you're saying.
Okay, so we will get into the plot and the stuff. I just kind of want to say, like, I kind of felt like this show walked so a bunch of later shows could run.
I get huge Firefly vibes from the show.
Firefly,
Hell yeah.
not quite the same, but like, you know, the amount of credit Battlestar Galactica gets, I think kind of, obviously they're very different shows, but I think Battlestar Galactica owes a bit to this and DS9.
Oh, see, because I was watching this and being someone who got way into Battlestar, I was just kind of like, oh, but like, this kind of makes me just want to watch Battlestar because they actually get a lot more into like the morals and stuff.
That's kind of my point, though. Like,
DS9 makes a lot of sense because it was DS9 writers that did
yes, no,
Battlestar.
100%. I just feel like these were the shows that, you know, because before DS9 and Farscape, a lot of the sci-fi that was coming out at the time was purposely molding itself after Next Generation. And I fucking love Next Generation, obviously, but Next Gen wants you to like all of its main characters.
Yeah.
This show is a lot more willing to have much more morally gray characters. As much as this gets compared to Star Trek a lot, just because it's episodic science fiction television of the era, it has way more in common with Star Wars, or as you said, Firefly, or, I mean, fuck, Mando was hitting so hard in my head watching some of these episodes for me.
Top 3 favorite characters.
Dargo, Xan. I guess I will give it to Aaron because my next one hasn't been introduced yet.
Having seen what I've seen, and I've only seen the first 13...
We will get into characters after this.
12 or 13 episodes.
Yeah, you got a little ahead.
Pilot, Moya, and then the bots that
the DRDs.
The DRDs.
See, because I was about to say Dargo, Pilot, DRDs.
DRDs and the Scutters from Red Dwarf.
That's what I was going to ask, is like, which would you rather be stuck on a ship with?
Well, the DRDs are more useful.
But the Scutters are the Scutters.
Scutters, yes. The little robot guys that help out in Red Dwarf.
Oh, yeah. Those are cool. Yeah, DRDs.
Okay.
They're just way too much more useful.
Yeah.
There will later be a DRD that has like a name and personality. Nice. That's fun. I don't know. This show's wild. So anyways, Creighton is a guy that is, I don't remember what his original theory is, but he's an astronaut. He's going to space. He's getting readings so he can.
His belief is that he can use the planet's gravity to slingshot
And hit fast speeds or something like that.
Basically,
I mean, they already use slingshot maneuvers to do certain things to especially like send like satellites way out of our solar system. He thinks he's just like developed a craft and a new formula to basically pilot it in such a way that it basically breaks the laws of physics and you get more fucking thrust off of it than you normally should have otherwise.
Yeah.
Without the use of like extra thrusters and shit.
But
which like fucking wild. They're testing this the manned pilot. No, dude. No. I understand.
It makes for a good sci-fi intro story. Like,
fuck that noise. Nobody here would have let this happen if this was at all realistic. But also, fuck it. Let's get into it because I love it.
we ball, yeah. Anyways, it turns out that thanks to technical gobbledygook, a combination of that slingshot maneuver plus a solar flare happening opens a fucking wormhole and launches him across the galaxy into we don't
the
even
middle
know
of
We don't even know if he's in the same universe.
we don't even know how far he is from Earth. He's far is about as
To my understanding, I'm guessing he's not in the same galaxy. I don't know where.
I'll be honest, I don't remember, and that's part of the fun I had rewatching this. If I get bits, but almost every episode is a mostly blank slate for me. I will remember maybe 5 to 10%. So I'm like, okay, I kind of know what's happening, but like, I get to kind of rediscover it as I go along.
Just solely based on the way it's set up to me, it doesn't feel like it's the same galaxy. But that's me just guessing.
But anyways, he reemerges, as Tyler was starting to say, into a prisoner escape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and accidentally kills a guy.
And there's obviously
He
some
does
sort
not, as much
yeah.
as the Craze blames him for that, he does not kill that guy.
I would also say that it's pretty obvious from even episode 1 that not just a prisoner escape is happening, but there's like conflict in general in this part of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. I remembered the first episode being a 2-parter. Or like a long, it's 45 minutes. They bash so much into that one normal length episode.
It's actually a really good first episode, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I felt like they
really
covered a lot of ground very gracefully.
And they also set up like a lot of backstory and pathos for John as like your viewer analog.
He's always wanted to go into space. Now he's in space and everything is terrible.
Yes, it is.
His ship gets picked up by, well, Moya. We will explain that in a second. It is
a Leviathan living bio ship.
It is, yeah, it's a living sentient ship. It's like a ship and a whale had a baby, and that's Moya. And
can I like retroactively put this into a different episode of Word Balloons where we talked about favorite ships? Because Moya's fucking up there.
Moya rules.
If we didn't talk about Moya on that episode, we should have.
Well, and Moya's...
I mean, as far as bioships go, I think I still prefer Bioship from Young Justice.
I mean, yeah.
Hard no, but I do love the bioship from you. I don't want to disrespect that bioship, but Moya's my girl. But anyways, Moya is a sentient ship, which fucking, who knows how this developed, who is attached to Pilot, who is a, I guess, symbiote, not a parasite, so it would be a symbiotic creature,
yeah.
who has limited control over piloting Moya. Like, Moya can still
do whatever she wants.
Choose to do stuff, but will generally listen to what Pilot says. And Moya has been used as a prisoner transport or just a prison. Because they spent a while.
Transport?
Although it sounds like Rigel had been there for a while.
Oh, that's
so it's
true.
a little unclear. But a prison ship.
Yeah,
I think prison transport, but also with the possibility of long-term storage.
Right, like, we're not sure where you're going to land yet, but, like, there's cells on the ship, so...
and the 3 people on board. A Luxon named Dargo. Let's just go through. Dargo is your Worf prototype, not prototype, Worf stereotype of the era. At least at this point. He is the angry warrior guy.
Yeah, constantly needing to murder something and real mad about it.
The Qualta blade is also dope.
The Qualta blade is fucking rules.
Fucking rad as shit.
It's a big sword thingy that turns into a big gun thingy, and I know that's kind of generic when I describe it that way, but it does not feel it when you're watching.
They designed the exact thing that my fucking 12-year-old self designed many times.
Gun swords rule.
It's a sword that turns into a gun
That shoots lasers.
and the lasers turn into swords.
I appreciate...
God, that make it so good.
Oh my god. Just, okay, I appreciate that, like, you know, Worf is the Klingon. Worf is, like, big tough guy, but he's always very restrained and stuff. Dargo has no fucking chill.
Oh, no chill at all.
And Dargo is here for murder, and, like, they open an episode with him screaming, trying to kill Crichton. They never really explain why, and it's not that important. They're like,
Hyper rage or
Lux and
something?
Hyper Rage, and you're like, you guys hang out with this dude? Like,
You guys don't have a sedative that you can just fucking crank into this guy?
he is...
Or why don't you crank him off enough that he's not murderous?
He's like a weird blend of...
Zahn.
He's an honorable warrior with a deep, mysterious past, and for an honorable warrior, has very limited self-control. But also, like, his life is fucked up.
I mean, yeah, he's been on this prison transport like what, 7 years or something?
I think 8 years, they said, but I don't know. They say cycles, which is approximately a year. Arn is roughly an hour. It's very... We will toss in a few fake words to world build.
The other dumb thing is that they also like use regular words at certain points interchangeably.
Yeah.
I feel like they used years at one point.
Crichton uses years, hours, etc. Everyone else uses cycles.
But I feel like there's a conversation between Dargo and Rigel where they use something and it's just like, it's like either seconds or maybe...
Oh, so it's
weeks.
like when in episode 1 they say we'll be sitting ducks and they had to work ducks into Star Wars
I
mythology.
would have punted Rigel off that damn ship at some point by this point, by the way, if I was on that ship.
Dude, fuck Rigel. Rigel's my least favorite.
But that's the thing. He's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, you are... If anyone likes Rigel, that's like the definition of a red flag. Like, so let's go into Rigel next.
Oh.
That said, everyone loves Rigel's puppetry because Rigel's puppetry is so fucking good.
How do you feel about the monarchy?
I think I like Pilot's puppetry more.
Yeah, but like Rigel's puppetry is still real solid. Like,
both are kind of two different types of puppets.
Yeah.
Agreed. I'm not like... That was a terrible... Rigel's puppetry is impressive because of the amount of like movement they still get out of him, and I just mean like actual moving around in scenes. Because Pilot, the advantage of the Pilot is he does not leave that spot, so you kind of only need like a few camera angles to get stuff right.
And then half the time you're seeing him through his little hologram thing, which there could easily be CGI out parts of that for that.
Rigel, obviously there's some CG for the floating and yada yada yada, because he's... For reference, Rigel's just a little dude on a floating throne.
And I actually really like their use of CG for the couple times we see him walk, even though it's really dated CG. But I think it would have been too off-putting if it would have been like when we saw the legs of the Electric Mayhem.
Yeah, that was weird.
Muppet legs are always fucking weird.
Legs are weird.
I feel like in one
Except
of the
for
Muppet...
Kermit. Kermit's the only one that can kind of pull it off.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
Fozzie's not bad.
There's a couple that work, but like for the most part, they're weird. I feel like there's one where they're riding bikes and it's fucking wrong.
That's the Great Muppet Caper.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it, listener, but I'm shaking my head and squinting my eyes with a no face.
Just watching a podcast of someone who actually worked for the Muppets. And they're like, everyone talks about how impressive it is that the Muppets were riding bikes, but that's actually not that difficult. What's impressive is that there's a scene where Kermit puts on pants. And it's apparently like the most insane puppetry of that entire movie is the bit where Kermit's putting on his pants.
Yeah, because now I'm trying to imagine how you make that happen, and that is really hard. Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Strings?
But you can't because there's only so much, like, the pants have to go over the legs still.
Yeah, but you
But, like, it would interfere with the string.
No, you string the foot to pull it through.
Yeah, but the leg, like, lifts first.
Oh, I don't fucking know that.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
It's been too long. I should rewatch it.
You should. Great Muppet Caper is amazing. But, where was anyways, Rigel, Dominator of something. He is a former emperor of a system who was overthrown. And he's everything I hate about the concept of monarchy.
Yeah, and I didn't somehow put that together until, like, sitting in this room together, that he is a fucking monarch. I was like, oh, that's why you hate him.
Yeah, he's everything that's bad about the monarchy. He's a wild, like, egotist classist. He was overthrown, I think they say, by his brother.
I think brother. Yeah, brother.
And has been on this. He has been in Peacekeeper, who are like the bad guys, who are the police. So gotta love that anti-police message. We'll get to that in a sec when we get to Aaron. But he's been there for like 80 years.
80 years. Holy
I'm pretty
fuck.
sure he said that he was there for like 80 cycles.
And he also was deposed 100 cycles ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, he's old.
I mean, he always looks older than the rest of them, but also, yeah, obviously, Hynerians are long-lived. He's kind of a little frogman.
Yeah.
Again, another one where I kind of think that Rigel floated so Baby Yoda could soar.
Yeah. Yeah, Rigel's a cool little puppet, and I do like his interactions throughout certain parts.
I like his interactions.
But he's terrible.
Yes.
And I want to punt him.
Yes.
Yes.
And so does the cast. Like, that's the thing. He's shown his usefulness, and he's good at, like, negotiating and getting the shit that they need, but he's a giant pain in the ass. I like his interactions with Zan.
Yeah, they have a good dynamic that I enjoy together. Mostly, like, him being annoying and her getting fed up with him.
Or, like, her...
I love her teasing him.
Yes, that's what I like. Because Zan, and we'll talk about her next, obviously, is sweet enough or, like, kind enough to other people that she can see kind of the aspects that made Rigel who he is.
Like, there's a charming moment where she does the soul painting of him, right?
Yeah,
that's
she
what
has
it's
a
called.
painting of him, or, like, when she's been doing the photogasms. I'm not even going to pretend to explain that, guys. Just watch the show. And is, like, pretending she's naked because he's all offended at the idea of this incredibly hot blue woman being naked because he wants Hynerian women.
Yeah, dude, I don't get it, man.
And that brings us to Pauzota Zan.
Just a real hottie. Hottie with a body. I don't get Rigel's dislike.
Zan is I think it's called Pa'au.
Pauzotu.
But like
Zan. A Pau priest or whatever.
It is
Former anarchist.
Yeah, it is I mean, it feels kind of Buddhist without calling it Buddhist or whatever, but like psychic monks. Possibly psychic sex monks. She's pretty sex positive.
Yeah. I mean, photogasms. Just watch the episode. It's pretty great.
She used to be the head anarchist, I think she called herself. Like, she basically ran an anarchist cell.
Which we haven't gotten much of, other than like little teases of this is a former aspect. Probably the reason that she was.
Yeah. I mean, the reason we did this in half a season and half a season one, because I just liked it when we did Res Dogs that way. Like, it gave us a little more time to focus on stuff.
With a 22 episode season,
Probably a good idea, because that's a lot of TV to fit
especially
into.
45-minute episodes.
Not even to just fit in a 2-week period, because you can largely do that into an hour and a half to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's blue. I want to say she's like a plant lady, but I don't know if that comes up later or if that's just...
Just because I'm looking at the wiki to make sure that I get names and stuff correct, I will say she's from a plant species, but I don't believe that has been brought up yet in the show.
I don't think it's been brought up. I think it comes up in episode 13.
Makes photogasms make more sense.
Right?
Yes, it does.
She also kind of acts as like the scientist character, like...
Or medical examiner.
Ship mommy?
Yeah, she's definitely ship mommy.
She's ship mommy for sure.
But she operates as the person to keep the peace between people. So she's a little bit Counselor Troy. She's a little bit Crusher. She's a little bit Data.
But also is also completely self-serving at points too. Of just like, I forget that one episode was fucking great. The mad scientist, mad DNA scientist one.
There's an episode where there's a way that
might be my favorite alien design yet, by the way.
There's an episode where because all of them are lost, none of them know how to get home. They can get the coordinates for one planet, but no one else's.
And they don't even know this at this point. They just know that they have to start going one way, and they're trying to figure out.
Although they're reasonably organized until that point, because she's like, we'll just go in order of like whoever's closest. But the moment they find out they can only go to one place and everyone else is kind of lost in the space, all of them go fucking dark immediately.
Yeah.
Except for Crichton. And even then it's put out that like, you might have gone dark too, except that no one knew where Earth was. Like, you're the only one that didn't have a coordinates.
You didn't have a reason to go that dark.
And any other show, I feel like, would have done a like, oh, the mad scientist guy was fucking with him. Like,
I mean, he was, but
yes, but like, it's something like, oh, when he was like, because he got some of their DNA to find the coordinates, he did something that like acted up their rage impulse. No, they're just traumatized, angry people going to war with each other to try to get home. And like, as we learn, bits and pieces, oh, Dargo's got a son at home.
I think it was this episode that made me think that they were from different solar systems. Not solar systems, galaxies.
It's possible.
Because the way they show the maps of where everybody's from makes me feel like that's the case.
That would make sense.
Before we get too off tangent, we should finish talking about the rest of the characters, which is basically just...
Pilot is the pilot. He just wants to hang out with Moya and fly. Having a crew is nice because that gives them a purpose and something to do. But for the most part, he's just...
They're kind of also superfluous to
like,
be serious.
At the end of the day. And then the last one is Aaron Soon.
Who...
They pronounce it Soon some places, Son other places, but I think it's Aaron's son.
I think, yeah, it kind of depends on the episode. I feel like they say Soon in a couple...
Yeah,
or
it's spelled S-U-N.
It might be depend on who's saying it, because
and
I feel like
whose accents.
Exactly, because a couple people got some Australian accents real good.
So Aaron's son is a peacekeeper. She is. It turns out that the like dominant force in this part of the galaxy is a peacekeeping force that basically acts as like fascist policemen who
keep the peace.
Yeah, but like it's confusing because it's not like the Empire,
right?
They're
They're
openly
just,
in charge of stuff, but they're like
they're just there to get their fash on.
But like, fuck you. Anyone else is like, oh, like the Empire in Star Wars is like, oh, we're in charge. Fuck you. Aaron makes a comment of people paid the peacekeepers to protect them and to be a police force. But I kind of get the feeling that, like, it's kind of like how you pay the mob for protection. Like, you don't really have a choice in this.
Yeah, based on some of the episodes, they set up that the peacekeepers are definitely doing some fucking shenanigans.
They're the Empire without admitting they're the Empire. Technically, her race is Sabatian, not Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper is just
the
the
group, yeah,
culture, the
yeah.
organization, the what have you.
Technically, the Nazis were human.
When in sci-fi, that actually is a distinction that matters. But yes.
Yeah.
So the Peacekeepers, she was part of the Peacekeeper flight group that was chasing after Moya. And she was flying with them when Crichton appears. Crichton crashes into or someone crashes into Crichton. A battle, basically the equivalent of like a TIE fighter. I
A
think
Reaper or something? What do they call them?
Marauder.
Marauder. Yeah.
That pilot dies. Turns out that pilot was the younger brother of the head of the battle fleet, a man called Crace Baltar or something like that.
Who also is the voice for Pilot.
Really?
Oh, well, that makes sense.
I can hear it when you say it, but that's impressive.
Okay, now that makes sense why he has so many episodes listed on IMDb.
Even though Crace does not appear a lot in that.
Yes, because he's in only a handful of the episodes in this first 11.
Bylar Crace?
Bylar Crace, yeah. He shows up in about 5 of these episodes. And even then, he usually doesn't show up a lot.
Yeah, it's mostly like most of them are like
he sent a message out into the wilderness.
Exactly. A hologram.
Mm-hmm. Crace ends up swearing revenge on Crichton. Aaron, for a second, like for one sentence basically, defends Crichton, being like, hey, I don't think this was his fault. He's just a moron. And so Crace is like, well, you've gotten too involved with these species, and the Peacekeepers are so obsessed with purity that, well, gotta kill Aaron now. And
I mean, 60-40 or
that's the reason
50-50.
that is given.
You're too close to these people. Well, yeah, we're gonna kill you. But also, literally just question his authority.
You questioned my authority over this person who killed my brother, even though he definitely did not kill my brother. He just happened to be there when my brother died.
Yeah.
And so he orders Aaron's death. Crichton takes her back to Moya because they had escaped Moya, blah, blah, blah. And now they're a bunch of misfits together.
Yeah, and then it's basically them just going on trying to escape the
They
Peacekeepers.
enter into the unknown territories, which is basically the unknown region from Star Wars. Like this, you could just put Moya in the world of Star Wars and change almost nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at least this first half of the first season, once they're on the run, it's also kind of like, we also have to like survive out here and just like touch base with things and like make money.
Yeah. We need to make some money. We need to get food. We need to, I mean, that's where Firefly kicks in. We need to not murder each other. And like, you know, none of us like each other.
Oh shit, there's this thing out here that sucks. Let's not get fucked up by it.
Whether we like it or not, we got fucked up by it, you know.
Yeah.
Giant space cockroaches have invaded.
Let's not kill them.
That was actually the most Star Trek-y episode of all of these. Like, that whole thing was a Star Trek-y solution. Apparently...
Although also the episode with Moya being pregnant.
That was pretty Star Trek-y. Apparently, these first, like, the first 6 episodes that we watched them in are out of the preferred production order.
I was about to say, because like the order on Peacock is definitely not the order that is being listed on Wikipedia currently.
So the order on Peacock is the order that they were released as they came out. That order is the episode, the way that they wanted them released.
Interesting.
And in one of those things, and it happens in TV shows, especially at the production rate of this, they got released out of order. And I don't know if executives thought that it worked better, or maybe one episode was
post-production stuff.
Yeah, one was done earlier and there was a time limit. I actually, like Cece and I talked about this quite a bit last night. I like the order that we watched it better than the order that they put out.
Yeah, I'm looking at this order right here and this feels weird.
Because the episode where If you've never seen Farscape, I'm so sorry about this episode, guys. We're not even trying to like
I mean,
have cohesive too much.
It's fun. Go
But
watch it.
No, it's so
Come
good.
back.
It's on Peacock. But there is an episode where
It's also
Moya-
on Tubi, which is free.
oh yeah. But you have to watch ads.
But also, kind of, what I imagine, I might actually watch some of this on Tubi just for the charm of having ad breaks.
That's fair. You know, this is a show that actually kind of works with that. But anyways, the episode where they have to like land on the mud and he's talking to aliens and suddenly Crichton has to be the alien.
Yeah, that was a fucking great episode.
That's supposed to be episode 2.
That's fucking wild.
Which is like, it makes sense in some ways. Like Aaron is so concerned about sharing Peacekeeper technology, or like, why has this alarm not been triggered earlier?
Right.
But
that does okay.
although I didn't have any problem with that, I was
I
like,
didn't
whatever.
have any
It's
problem with it either. But
it's a
now
thing
that
that
you
has to
say
go off
that
every
makes
month
a
or so.
lot of sense.
But
Yeah,
Crichton's behavior makes no sense to me if you put that in episode 2. Because Crichton has to have a level of understanding of being in space
A little bit
to
of
make
getting-
this function. Like,
getting familiar with being in space.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That might
Because
be what
in the
they
order we
mixed up.
watched it, it was episode like 5 or 6,
I
something
think
like
so,
that.
yeah. 4 at the earliest.
Yeah.
And then... Because episode 2 for us was the space cockroaches,
Yeah, Exodus from Genesis.
which works really well as an episode 2 for me because Crichton has no fucking clue what's happening across any of that. And like a big plot line of that episode is Crichton is trying to just function, but he can't even use large parts of Moya yet. Like he doesn't understand how to open doors in some cases.
right.
Oh, my one gripe at the pilot, and it's so funny to me, not the character pilot, but the pilot, IET or whatever it is.
Premiere.
Premiere, okay. Well, it's not a better name than pilot, but it's not a worse one. There's a scene where he's like, why am I naked? And they have this whole bit for it, and then they change camera angles and change back, and he's clothed.
So
And they never mention that.
you must have blinked at it all the exact wrong times. They show him go over to the corner. They Foley in the sound of him grabbing his clothes just so
Okay.
that you know he did it. And the first time that it cuts back from Rigel, you watch him put on his pants while he's talking. at the
Okay, so
camera.
I missed, CC missed it too, so I'm not alone on this one. Both of us are like, wait, what the fuck? But
I must have missed what we're talking about. 'cause
Doesn't
I-
matter.
or at least I don't contextually remember.
told you this episode was going to be a mess. I'll have to rewatch that scene just to be like, okay, we were wrong.
It's funny because they even Foley in him grabbing his shirt because there's no way that they picked up the sound of him grabbing that.
Yeah, they had
Fabric.
to have. It's weird. I remember the episode PK Tech Girl better than almost any, and I must have just like, you remember when you would watch TV in syndication back in the day, there were certain episodes that for whatever reason you were more likely to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I've probably seen that episode like 5 times, not because I was a particularly like incredible episode of Farscape, but it was
Not because you had a thing for the PK Tech girl.
she's very cute.
She is very cute.
And she is very cute.
But it just happened to like whatever they were like, oh, Zach's gonna watch today, like time to put on PK Tech Girl.
So when that episode first started, I just saw the name, and I didn't put together PK as
Peacekeeper.
peacekeepers. I was thinking like psychokinetic.
You know, that would work with this.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, cool. We're gonna get like some fucking.
Oh, dude, that one had the frog guys. That one was a good episode.
It is a good episode. I just like, it's weird that that's the one I've seen
Mm-hmm.
so much. I do think it's funny, and this is just a product of the era of television, how amazingly quickly him and PK Tech Girl are like, Crichton and Tech Girl are an item.
Now I'm curious to know when that one was supposed to be in the order. of
Roughly
release.
where it was supposed to be, but not. I think it was supposed to be
Says
like,
episode 7.
and I think it was like episode 5 or 6 in the order that we watched it.
Which
So-
episode 7 is the one where they crash land.
Okay.
at least on Peacock release.
Yeah.
And then PK Tech Girl is episode 5.
So yeah, like not terribly far from where it is, but it's just like she almost leaves with them at the end of it. Like there's implications that if he had asked her to, she would have. That episode takes place over the course of maybe a day.
Right? And like, they must be fucking horny.
In fairness, Crichton has had a rough fucking however long this has been, like month.
And in fairness, they're all out in the depths of space, which gives you free reign to just go at it, because in space, no one can hear you scream.
-10 comedy points.
I bet Zan could hear you, but she'd be into it.
10 comedy points.
That one is fun though, like because the big bads of that one are mercenary frog aliens.
Yeah, mostly they're just like
that shoot fire.
Kind of just scrapping. They're scavengers basically that basically like fuck up anybody they can and don't fuck with anybody worse than them.
But it's one of the it's kind of an example of things that I like that Farscape does, of like, it's a fun idea. It is interesting, like puppetry and mechanics and whatever. And it's still kind of hokey at the same time.
And I love the pressing clock of like them trying to fix just enough of this shield to like get these guys to fuck off. That is a really solid episode. It's definitely more cohesively rememberable for me than some of the other episodes of this season.
Well, because there's stuff like, oh, here's the one where everyone's losing their minds and like working eternally and they think it's a paradise and yada, yada, yada. And it's an interesting episode.
Which one is that?
Dargo starts in hyper rage, goes down, fucks the red lady for a while.
Yes.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday again.
Yes.
That's the name of the episode.
And like, as you eat the food there, it fucks with your memory.
And makes you susceptible to suggestion.
So they keep being told tomorrow's
arrest day.
But like every day starts that way. And you kind of get trapped in that. Also, quick side note, all of those people are dead. That entire colony is fucked. Because it turns out that this was a peacekeeper plot to have them like make the whatever they need for munitions. Something to make lasers.
I can't remember the name of it.
It does
the
not
same
matter.
thing they're farming that has these psychogenic effects is also being used
in peacekeeper laser guns.
Basically, they milk it into laser guns.
Sure. It's like the oil.
Yeah, it's laser milk.
It doesn't really matter.
Rigel eats it and it caused him to shit explosions.
What in the Ghost Rider piss happened?
I can't think of many other shows that would have
Crichton
a Muppet peeing fire to solve a problem.
The worm didn't turn because Crichton ate it.
But anyways, the important part of this is like at the end they're like, we can teach you how to turn this stuff that you've been harvesting for yourself into lasers so you can defend yourself. But like,
they don't by the looks of it.
They're like, oh, we can, but not tomorrow, because tomorrow's an actual rest day. And then they leave. And sure, they might have taught them that information. But this is like 200 almost worked to death farmers versus the intergalactic fascist peacekeeping force. Like, 2 of Crace's ships could have taken out, and I mean like the Prowlers.
Yeah.
Could have taken out that entire colony.
Yeah,
those people are dead.
Yeah, they just set up shop on a different planet is all they do.
Yeah.
They take that same process and it's like, okay, well, we get them to eat this fruit and then they do the work for us and then we...
Or they just murder them.
Oh, yeah, they do that too.
They could have solved this entire problem like, oh, we can blah, blah, blah. No. You put all of them, take all the food they have, you put all of them on Moya, you go over one planet, you drop them off, and they might actually live.
Yeah. They did not save those people at all.
That is the episode that starts the, like... No, they do start it in the pilot, but it comes up more there. The low-key, like, kind of lust going on between Zan and Dargo. it's not a heavy plot point, but I mean, in that one, he's openly like, I was going to ask to bang you. And she's like, I would have done it. but like,
I mean,
there's a few other places where there's a little bit of subtext between the two of some sexual tension.
they also set up that I feel like they're setting up that Zan's down to clown with
Basically anybody.
anybody who's consenting.
And I don't mean that in any way of a negative. Zan is just...
No, that's just what she's into. And hey, good for her.
Which was pretty revolutionary for a show that came out in 1999.
That was a funny thing. Is I just learned that this came out in 1999 when I was watching through it on this. I, for some reason, thought it came out much earlier in like 89 and like finished in 92.
You thought it was Red Dwarf.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That turns the CGI into like
Revolutionary.
yeah, like what the Matrix felt like when we first watched it. Like,
Yeah. I was like, this is a really fucking good show. Why did not more people know about this?
Oh God.
that's so good.
Are there any other episodes we want to make sure to touch on? Like I said, there's nothing too like revolutionary in these first 11. They're
like-
good. There's hooks. I mean, towards the end of those 11, things start to pay off. You learn
It
more about
really does.
Dargo.
The Dargo backstory is endlessly tragic. We're obviously not worrying about spoilers here, but like the revelation that Dargo's wife, which we didn't even know he had a wife, then we find out he has a wife, and we're like, okay, well, that's fair enough, whatever. And then we find out that
This is the same episode that we find out about Moya.
Moya's pregnant.
Yeah.
Then we find out that Dargo's wife is a fucking peacekeeper, or at least a Sabatian.
A Sabatian.
So Dargo has a, I hate to use the term, but he's got a half-breed son.
Who was like the most cursed looking child since Twilight.
It will look better later.
Do we see this kid again?
Jothi will be a part of this show. I refuse to say any more than that sentence.
Okay, cool.
I'm trying so hard not to give spoilers, but Steven keeps asking.
I'll just go home and watch more.
It's okay.
But that was a cursed hologram.
Yeah, that was not good.
Especially next to the like just straight up normal looking human
And the
versus
fact that he kept it in his skin,
yeah,
like he pulled it out of his body, like to show his really ugly son.
and it made me question: is that one of his piercings he has in his chest?
Do you know what those piercings are?
What are those?
That's where they were keeping the chains on him.
That's fucked up. That's right as shit.
That's how they were keeping him from like dealing, not hyper raging across the ship. He had like chains into his collarbones. At least that's what I always thought those were. Like that's.
And see, they talk about him, the Luxons having some weird like rituals where they have like a bone knife where I think they castrate themselves or do something to their
They do something to their genitals with a bone knife.
And
Oof.
I
There's
think
only so many things that could be.
I think this is the same episode because Rigel has to cut something with Moya when they're trying to do some stuff.
Yeah, you learn a lot about Luxons in that episode.
And you learn a lot about Moya as well, and like also how much they fucked with Moya with Peacekeeper technology. Apparently, like they set up technology to prevent her from being able to gestate. And she while fucking around and trying to stop stuff, Dargo releases a bunch of this, and she does start gestating, and then also he gets thrown out of the fucking ship
And hallucinates for the
rest of the episode, and that's how you find out his backstory.
That's actually a really well acted episode by that actor. He does.
That episode made me actually give a shit about Dargo. That's the first time I really like. Okay,
Dargo is my favorite character, but one, I'm a suck. Like one, as I said, my introduction to Dargo is the end of his character growth in this series. So I keep going back and being like, holy shit, like no wonder some people don't like him. And then like,
yeah, he's kind of very unlikable up until that point that you get some pathos to him.
I liked him.
The other one that starts to make him more likable.
But that was kind of by default. None of the other characters.
You and
were
I always
speaking
kind
to
of
me.
like the meathead characters too. But like the episode where it's episode 11, the last one we watched, where he's being a dick throughout the whole thing, and then eventually Crichton calls him out on it, being like, what the hell, man? Like, yes, okay, I might have just tortured you a little bit, but I did save your life in the process.
That was part of a plan.
Like,
There was a reason.
I get why you're angry, but like, have I ever raised my hand in anger at you? Which doesn't land as well when Dargo could kill him with his pinky. But
the point
still,
comes
like,
across.
yeah. And then, like, the really over the top of, like, we're never going to be friends, are we? Friends is asking a lot. What about respect? We can be allies. He's like, yes, allies. And then, like, learns to shake hands and then refuses to leave Crichton to his, you are my ally. I will not leave you to die. Like,
The shaking hands bit had me fucking rolling because Crichton's like, warriors on Earth used to do this to show that they had no weapons. And then that is the weapon that Dargo had his fucking sword in, and he holds it out for a second and is like, switches it over.
and shakes hands.
This is a very good bit.
That episode is the one that really felt Star Wars, and it's probably because bounty hunters and, like,
It does also
A
have that very
shootout.
good Worf joke that
Worf joke.
that both times on cough medicine and off cough medicine, that got me.
it's insane how into the overly serious warrior character brought into a different culture who is unintentionally funny sometimes, sci-fi trope. I live for that trope. Worf, Dargo, Teal'c from Stargate SG-1, whatever Jason
Drax.
Drax, whatever
Yeah.
Jason Momoa's character in Stargate Atlantis was called.
Oh, God, I can't remember his name.
Ronan something.
Yeah.
That's how I know Jason Momoa. Like,
See,
anytime.
I know him from Baywatch Nights, but
Okay, so you are even worse than me. But like, people are like, yeah, Aquaman. I'm like, you watch your fucking mouth. That's. Or, oh, Khal Drogo. That's Ronan.
but not the accuser. That's a different Ronin.
That's Lee Pace. That's the Pushing Daisies guy.
Narm.
Does the fucking
Pushing Daisies rules.
does the space telepath wizard guy come up again?
Maldus?
Maldus?
I want to say yes.
Or any of the ramifications? Is that like an important episode? I mean, that it's like the episode that where we fucking have Krace.
Like crate, but ending with an S instead.
Not Christ.
Not Christ.
Crate.
You're getting further away from it. Grace is right.
That's like the big Crace and
A Crace Dragon.
Crichton and Crace is what my brain's having struggles trying to say both of them. Them getting basically thrown into this guy's murder mind palace.
Psychic murder dungeon.
Yeah, psychic murder dungeon. That can be physically broke into, kind of.
If you're quick about it, I guess.
It's confusing. I think he appears again. I'm not 100% sure, because as I said, I have a really spotty memory of this show other than my fondness of it. Cece looked him up. I'm pretty sure she mentioned, she's like, oh, he's like a Q character, like from Star Trek. But really, he's way more like the Master from Doctor Who to me. Like, because Q, even in Q's early appearances, is like, when he, in season 1, when he's more villainous, is still more of a playful trickster god than Maldus, who is just, I will feed off your pain.
Pain.
Yeah, he just seemed interesting. I wanted to see if we needed to cover him, I guess. But I think that's all I really got for this first season.
He's just a psychic entity that...
He's like a psychic pain vampire.
That's a good way of putting it. I'll be honest, I was mixing him with the DNA guy that we already talked about that had your favorite.
Oh, that
puppetry
design
stuff?
on him was so fucking
Because
cool.
it's one, for whatever reason, that's one of the only times that I watched 2 episodes in a sitting, and it was one then the other. So for whatever reason, my brain was like, yeah, that guy, and then put them both into the same one.
I think everything else, nothing else.
I think they call him a dark magician in the descriptions.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, 'cause you brought up the wharf joke. There was a Hitchhiker's Guide reference that really made me laugh.
What
I think
was
it's
the?
like I think it's episode 2. Fucking Erin's all walked off by herself, and Crichton walks up on her at the end of the episode, and he goes, "Didn't I meet you at a party a couple years ago?"
Oh my god, that is good. I know I keep being like, so and so walked, so and so can fly or whatever, but like, I really wonder how if this show inspired James Gunn's take on Guardians of the Galaxy at all.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because he said that it has in interviews.
It has?
Absolutely, yeah, he's a fan of Farscape.
That 100% tracks. Because his version of Star-Lord
That's the reason why I brought up Drax, because Drax is definitely Dargo.
And his version of Star-Lord is basically just Crichton. It has nothing to do with how...
Oh, nothing to do with Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah. Holy shit.
The random references, the kind of doofus human that all of them are like, we don't really know why,
And we don't really
but we
like
kind
him.
of listen to you anyways. Like,
Every once in a while, you pull some shit out that just like works. So...
Star-Lord's more of an action hero piece of shit, and like actually more of a leader. Crichton's not in charge of anything. I do like, you mentioned this, that there's no captain on this one.
Yeah, that's an interesting... Yeah, there's really no captain. And, like...
Any other show, Crichton would have been named captain really early on for reasons that no one understood.
Some bullshit like, well...
He's the only one of us that doesn't have a stake in this because he's not from around here.
Yeah.
The ship listens to him. Like,
Thank you
pilot
for
bonded with-
verbalizing the thought I couldn't get out of my fucking mouth. But that is pretty much exactly spot on what I was trying to say.
Zahn is kind of the closest to the leader, but that's mostly because she's the most chill.
Because she's mommy.
Yeah.
And she wants to be mommy.
And Dargo wants to be daddy, but he can't be. He's too mad to be daddy.
Oh, that was a Dargo scene that I liked, and it was an interesting dichotomy of like, okay, so in the DNA episode we talk about, everyone but Crichton and Aaron just cut off Pilot's fucking arm without his consent. It's a fucked up scene.
It's a fucked up scene.
And then at the very end of it, it turns out A, his arm is growing back, but B, Dargo shows up and like,
oh yeah, he plays for him.
Isn't really apologizing, and he's openly like, I will do that again if it comes up.
I mean, dude, your arm's growing back.
But still, I'm okay. Yes, I understand it, but you also don't get to like,
your arm's growing back. I'll do it again. It's not a big deal. I did it once. I can do it again.
But even if it didn't grow back, I mean, I feel like he would still do it. Dargo is at that like, I don't know. It's an interesting bit because he's still at that, I'll do whatever the fuck I need to do to get home. And especially when we learn that Jothi exists.
Oh, man.
That he's got a fucking kid.
Joffy Home Alone edition.
Oh my god. With that giant head mold going bloop, 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 bloop.
Oh, no.
And then he does the Home Alone smack the face where he screams.
Oh no.
Oh, I scream too.
Oh my god. But like,
Oh, I don't like any of this guy.
Dargo doesn't apologize. He doesn't regret his actions, which is an interesting choice to make. But he still does something to show a level of like respect to Pilot, or like a level of like peace offering that, again, I feel like any other show would have done a like, oh, it wasn't really their fault. But what is this who they are underneath? No, this is just who they are. But like, also they can be more? I don't know. I'm not even sure what that scene means to me. It was just one of the scenes that stuck out the most to me. And maybe partly because we don't get much of Pilot and Dargo other than Dargo yelling at Pilot.
Right.
The only other, like,
Yeah, they don't really interact all that much together.
so far, most of the times we're getting is either Dargo hanging out with Zan with the, like, low-key...
Oh, we gonna fuck.
Yeah. Or the slow team-up of Aaron and Dargo.
Are we gonna fuck?
They do... No. Oh, they do not like each other, but they're, like, very alike, so they end up kind of gravitating towards each other whether they like it or not.
It's kind of like I fucking hate you, but I at least understand what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it wrong, but
I don't like you, but I agree with you seems to come up a lot, which is
I
like
can do
a
it
fun
better
dynamic.
than you, but I at least understand what you're fucking trying.
It's interesting. We barely talked about Erin. Erin becomes one of my favorite characters.
I mean,
But she's not really anything. And it would be weird if she... I mean, it's already kind of weird how quickly she's like, well, I guess I'm on your team now.
it is a little bit quick. But also, I feel like some of the order of that might have affected that. But also, it's so quick, but then also they really cut the rug in that episode 11 of just like, oh, she's fucked.
Yeah, part of it is she's aware very early that there is absolutely never any going back for her. It's made from the moment Grace says, kill her, it's over for her.
Like, if she goes back, she is dead. That's the best case scenario.
So her options are death or making this fucking work. And she's so programmed into be a soldier to survive, to yada, 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 that I don't think death is even like something she considers. So thus, gotta make this work. Someone dropkick Rigel. That's all I got. We can end on that. Dropkick Rigel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dropkick Rigel.
I mean, the only good use he has is supposed to, like, either gets kidnapped, so we get to see him talk to the...
I like the kidnapping episode.
He talks to a Cthulhu-looking guy.
Maybe the worst puppet of the whole thing, but still, like...
Still also somehow one of my favorites.
Yeah, I just mean, like, a lot of them look... I mean, not necessarily, like, lived in. They're very obviously puppetry, but that one was, in some ways, one of the weakest, like, of the actual puppets.
I feel like there's a reason why it was probably the most obscured of any of the puppets that they've
exactly.
used.
Yeah, it's not that yeah. Like,
good episode, though.
He is a plot point character. He's the guy who gets kidnapped. He's the guy who accidentally eats something that makes some shit fucking fire, so they have to freeze him for the half the episode.
The episode where he's got the flu and is all sweaty, I don't know why he's so disgusting when he's wet, but...
Nobody get Rigel wet.
Oh, thanks. There will be some Rigel-centric episodes. They're never my favorite, but, like, it's interesting the ways that, like, Rigel still gets to operate as the foil, but it's weird to be the foil when almost everyone is everyone else's foil, because there's no real cohesive crew here.
Yeah, he's just a jerk.
He is.
That's all I got for him.
He's also why my sister hates this show.
I get it. He's
like
grotesque.
he's just Rigel.
Yeah.
He's upsetting to look at.
I like the puppet though.
I like they did a good job of making it upsetting looking puppet.
Fair.
The puppetry's really good. He's also upsetting to look at.
All right. So next time we're going to finish the season. We're not sure yet how far. My goal is kind of to do like 2-episode season, an off episode that's not Farscape, 2-episode season, off episode. But we'll see how far we take that because, well, you've met us. We're easily distractible. But for sure, we will finish the first season next time. And that'll be great. Very excited because as we saw, it noticeably is taking off at this point.
It's like the next episode, you get more of the Sun Crichton kind of their dynamic set up a little bit more. And then Zan's gets some more backstory in the next episode after that. So
we were getting texts from him last night being like, I should probably stop watching, but I don't want to.
I have stopped watching, but I don't want to.
I'm probably going to watch some when I get home.
Oh no, I'm going to watch more when I get home. Yeah.
But that is next time. In the meantime, we're your generals of nerdery. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
Dismissed.
Hi everybody, General Tyler here. If you like the show, please hit subscribe however you're listening to us right now. Also, if you could rate and review us however you're listening to us right now, or preferably over at Apple Podcasts, we would super appreciate it, as the whole world is ran on algorithms and we want to be all up in them, getting our voice out to more places. Also, tell your friends. We always appreciate that. If you want to get in contact with us, ask us questions, give us comments, email us generalnerderypod@gmail.com. You can also contact us through our website, www.generalnerdcast.com. While you're there, check out all of our back catalog, or click the links up at the top, as we are part of the Earworm Podcast Network. Go check out all of our sister shows. We're involved with most of them, so if you already like listening to us talk, it might be in your best interest. And if you want to check out everything from the network, head over to earworm.com, EARVVYRM.com. We'd super appreciate it. Love you all. Have a good one.